All right, welcome to the stream, everybody. Thank you for everyone who's been tuning in. I'm been starting out late because I've just been working late, and I'm just grateful, man. I'm so grateful for everything that's been going on. There's been a lot of truth and revelation and things that are coming to light about myself, about life, and just trusting God for all of it. Like, not having to overthink. I've realized I've overthought a lot of things. And I think throughout the week, I want to make this a more regular thing where I stream, like just maybe for an hour or two after I get off work. And finish some of the ideas that I come up with. And give you guys more of like an open window to talk to me, ask me real questions, communicate, just, keep it a buck. Because I think this is just a good place and a good time to do it. I know it's super late at night usually, but it's been awesome because I've actually been able to connect with new believers, new people, and glorify God through the process and learn a ton and work a ton too. So, welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm going to open this up with a prayer and just thank God. So, Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to work today, for the opportunity to stream today. I pray that more people that know you or don't know you get the opportunity to encounter me and really encounter Jesus if they haven't built a deep relationship with you. Lord, I pray that you use this as a way to guide people towards you. I don't care about the followers, the likes, and all of that, but I am grateful for it, and I'm grateful for the people that gain something from this as well, because really what they could gain is eternal salvation and an opportunity at life, and to be grateful for the life that they already have. So, Lord, I just thank you for everything that you've done, everything that you provided, and I believe that you will provide for me, and I'm going to move into doing this, trusting you fully, that you will provide me with everything that I need and the opportunities I need to move forward and help the community and help the body of Christ. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Wow. And I open my eyes and wow, there's a lot of people that have already joined the stream. So thank you guys so much for tapping in. So if you guys have any questions about songwriting, music production, mixing, mastering, things of that nature, feel free to ask. I'm streaming on both YouTube and TikTok, so if you're not following me on here, go ahead and drop me a follow, share the stream, like the stream, helps a lot. On all platforms, I am Songwriter Support. That is the page, so thank y'all so much for everybody who's tuned in. God bless y'all for real. This is a beat that I actually had made on stream. So if you guys watch me pretty regularly, there's a few people that have been watching me pretty regularly on the nightly streams that I've been doing, or during the week, usually on Wednesday, which Wednesday, if you guys stay for this one, this is a beat that I usually make on like Wednesday. I usually do a lot of production, have like a way longer stream. So if you guys have been watching it, I've been trying to just be consistent, be a part of the community, and use this as an opportunity to show people how to use plugins, how to have like a deeper understanding of mixing and mastering, and working in the box. Because even some of the top people, what's better, living from the thoughts or present? Thank you, Mel Gibson guy. I appreciate you. That's a good question. Living in the present moment. Because even, we can go to the Bible for that. I think that there's actually a really good verse that talks about that, talking about tomorrow will worry for itself. So being in the present moment is definitely what Jesus calls us to do. Let me find the actual verse. Matthew 6:34. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about its own things. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. And I think that that's some true biblical wisdom right there. Yeah, exactly. And that's the truth. Is I think that a lot of us struggle with overthinking. It's definitely things that the enemy tries to get us to do. And there's a lot of times we worry about what's going on in the future or what's going on in the world. But I think going to Matthew 6, it's such a powerful section of the Bible, not only because it does talk about Jesus's ministry, but I think there's so much wisdom that you can get from there other than Ecclesiastes and Proverbs. Like I was reading Ecclesiastes recently, and man, there's some things where it's like, dang, I was getting deceived in my own life. So, and there's aspects of my life that I look back on it and I'm like, oh, dude, this was a biblical sign, literally. But that's okay because I think it had to happen. And then me actually building the relationship with God allowed me to see it from that way. And it's, for me, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I, instead of being on social media, I'll open the Bible when I'm using the restroom in the morning. And like, that was one of those toilet revelations. I'm not going to lie. Like I'm sitting there, I'm like reading the Bible and I'm like, oh man, dude, that's insane. But yeah, like I think there's so it's funny to say it like that, but it's true. Like I think it's a good way to spend your time because a lot of times if you're spending it on your phone, there's a Bible app on your phone. Like there's free internet on your phone. You could totally do that instead of watching TikTok or watching a sermon or something like that. Like it's pretty amazing that we can literally connect with God anywhere, anytime. And I think a lot of people don't take advantage of that, truly. But that is a funny kind of way of putting it. He is. He always is. But also, too, his word is available now more than ever. Like, even before right when I got to know Jesus, I didn't have a physical Bible. So, like, the Bible apps, like, being able to use a Bible app and, like, connect with him in that way immediately was amazing. Like, I think that's such an amazing thing that the tech has allowed us to connect with more people. But on top of that, like, has allowed us to connect with God more. So, on that note, too, thank you guys for already checking out the stream. I know I talk a little bit at the beginning just to, yeah, that's very true. Because the truth was written in our hearts, we just have to remember it. And I think that's why we have to meditate on his word day and night. And what that means is reading to it. And if you don't read it, listen to the audio Bible. Like sometimes I'm driving. I like using the audio Bible. I do delivery as one of my jobs. Or like I'm going to downtown Houston. It's usually about 30 to 45 minutes. And you have to remember too, early people that read the Bible, they were illiterate. So being able to listen to hearing the word of God, I think is important too. Like sometimes if you don't read it, listening, if you're like, oh, you don't have to have this special time all the time to read the Bible. Like I think now the internet has made it more accessible for, oh, hey, Jesus joined. That's awesome, dude. Jesus is here when two or more are gathered. So Jesus is here, even though Jesus joined in the TikTok, like Jesus is actually here with us right now. So I just want to remind people that too. Is like, yeah, dude, it's like it's amazing, man. This is really amazing. So go ahead, share the live, like the live, follow, do all that. That helps a lot, and I want to fellowship with you guys too. I have a Discord right now. I need to like update my links and stuff like that. But I want to actually start building more of a community and offering like a more direct way to contact me. Because the goal of Songwriter Support too is if you guys have a creative passion, you can see my screen. Let me flip it on YouTube. But happy birthday, Issy! I can absolutely do that. Happy birthday! God bless you. Thank you for hopping in the stream. I appreciate you. Thank you for even spending a brief moment and not just swiping by. Just let them know also that Jesus loves them. And happy birthday. God gave them another day. Thank you. That's good. That's good. I do too, JB. God bless you, man. For real. I think walking with Jesus Christ is sometimes one of the most difficult things. And you know what's crazy? It's almost harder when you have everything you need. I've realized that, like, when I had $0, like I had negative nothing to my name, I had nothing. Thank you, JB. It felt easier to walk with God because that's all I could do. All I could do was trust. All I could do is not focus on what's going on. But when I finally, he rebuilt my life, I feel like it's been harder because it's like you still have to put your hand to the plow. But I think that these are the real moments where you actually should trust him the most. And that's what's so beautiful about it is he's blessed you. And you can now look back and be like, dude, look at everything he got me out of. And sometimes we forget because it's like, for me, I work 6 days a week at least. That's me personally because I have the opportunity to. I've been in that place where I had no work, no prospects, no opportunity. And so, like, it reminds me, it does humble me at times. Like, it's really insane that the times that I had nothing were the times I felt closer to God. But more recently, I've been feeling even closer to God and, like, more called because I feel like I had to abstain from everything that was going on in social media and the world, like, for real. There's, we don't know what's really going on. Too many people are trying to tie it to biblical prophecy and not just letting things play out. And instead of actually just saying, "Hey, Jesus Christ is here with you right now," even though he hasn't physically come back again, you can build a deeper relationship with him. They were more focused on being right and being about prophecy. And I think that that's more of what we have to focus on is like, how can we help the community? How can we help other people? How can we provide resources and be a blessing to people in that way? Maybe listen to people who don't know him or like had a very rocky relationship with him because of other believers essentially like making it seem like it's a difficult thing, or if you don't do it my way, you don't have salvation, which I think is like, definitely a hurdle. And that's why I felt like it's been harder to walk with Jesus at times, because it's like, now that I have resources, now that I have time in different, in when I do have time, like, man, it's learning, like, make times for the things that you love. And I love God, so I always make time for him, for real, because he's always making time for you. You're here today. You're able to scroll right past my stream, which is a blessing, dude. It really is. So if anybody, hops in, takes anything away from that, just know, like, God gave you another day. And that's truly a blessing. Thank you. Like, I think, because I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm humble. It's like, I've been humbled. It's like I've failed trying to do it on my own so much, man. Like, if you've, wow, man. That's incredible. Jesus saved you from that. 5 surgeries and 2 brain tumors. God bless you, man. Lord, thank you for bringing JB in this chat. I pray you continue to bless him and give him a long life and let him be an example and use his testimony to show other people that Jesus is real and that he's moving. And that he's here with you at all times. And you shouldn't be afraid. And you should trust him through everything, even when it doesn't make sense. Because he's taken me out of homelessness, man. Like, he took me out of homelessness. Like, and there's different kinds of homelessness. There's, I have a job homelessness, which is when I didn't know him. And then there's, I have a job and I'm living out of my car homeless. And then there's, I have nothing homeless. And I literally was at, I have nothing homeless when I met him. When I really, really encountered him in like just such a crazy way. And he's transformed my life for the better, man. So it's just amazing to see, like, and even recently too, I had a friend of mine who brought me to a church that I go to right now. And when I met him, I was talking to him recently, and they were praying over someone who was blind, and apparently they regained sight. Like, he actually witnessed it, and he was, at first, he even said, like, dude, is this even real? But then I reminded him of actually the verse that saved me when I was walking down the side of the road. It was like a vanity plate I saw that somebody had Like, it literally was just, I never was prayed. I never believed in Jesus. I was like stuck in New Age spirituality. I was like in that type of realm. And the verse that saved me was a vanity plate that said John 9:25. And I had never picked up the Bible, and I was like, dude, what is this verse? What does this mean? And I open a Bible app, and the verse reads, basically the Pharisees were asking this man, hey, you were blind like 5 minutes ago, and you said that Jesus healed you. How is that even possible? And basically the blind man says, whether he's a sinner or no, I know not. What I do know is I was blind, but now I see. And knowing that, like, in that moment, the veil was just lifted. Like, wow, dude, Jesus is real, and he's here with me right now. And I never knew him my entire life, and I'm almost 30 now. Like, and last year I gave my life to him, like, after just about losing everything, and he restored it all. Like, the fact that I'm in this apartment right now, have a vehicle, have a job, been able to save, tackle debt, been able to help the homeless whenever I can, been able to, like, serve more in my community. It's literally like a complete flip. And it's wild. Recently, I've been feeling those, like, overthinking attacks and stuff like that. But I'm always reminded, like, look at everything that he's gotten you through. If you look back at your life and you realize all the crazy moments you couldn't explain, that was definitely him, whether you know him or not. And that's what blew my mind about experiencing that in my life, was just like seeing it all unfold in that way. And, the crazy thing about losing everything that I had, I wasn't a drug addict. I was looking for work. I'm very qualified. I have a degree, and I've worked very high-end sales positions, actually at Sweetwater Sound. So if you guys have deeper questions about audio gear or like music technology, I'll definitely be moving on that with this stream and kind of showing you guys, how do we utilize the music tech and the stuff that we have. So just giving you guys a heads up with this channel. That's, I talk about God. I talk about the relationship between God and music, which is very common in the Bible, especially if you read the Psalms. And I think that it's a skill that has been given to a lot of people, but they don't understand the nature of the music industry and how you can fall into the traps, but also like the fact that the music technology is so good. Is if you have a phone, they're basically computers now. It wasn't like that 10, 15 years ago when I started. And you would be surprised how high quality of a recording you can get with very limited resources now. Like it's almost like if you have that passion, you have that dream, the only excuse that you may have is I don't know, which I don't think that's an excuse. If anything, that's perfect time for God to step in and really show you how real he is. But really my goal with my channel and what I do is to give people those resources and the opportunity to talk to me one-on-one. So if you need like a direct one-on-one type of conversation where it's like, hey, I have this software, I have these needs, and I don't know what to do, like, that's exactly what I do. That's exactly why I developed Songwriter Support, was a way to connect one-on-one with people who have issues with the recording setups. And when I first did it, it was selfish, I have to admit. Like, I had to recognize it was like, oh, I get the opportunity to help people. But now it's like God showing me, like, even if I don't have clients or things like that, I can use the streams and use these opportunities to, like, learn, find new believers, show people skills. Like, even if they don't have the money or the resources right now to book time with me one-on-one, it's something where, like, this is an opportunity for people to ask questions and be real. So yeah, thank you guys for everybody who's been tuning in. I want to call this beat, I called it Found Me. I remember Junior, he's one of the people who watches on the TikTok stream a lot, and supports. He watched me like record this, and I felt like that was the vocal sample that I created in this one. So this is the one that I'm going to master this time. I think I just want to listen back to it and make sure the bass levels are pretty good. Then I'm going to record it back in and show you guys what I might do on the master on this one. So feel free to ask questions if you got them. I appreciate everybody who's been hopping in. Good night, man. God bless you. YouTube, TikTok, if you guys are watching, feel free to chat. Let me know what you think. Ask any questions if you have about mixing, mastering. Feel free. I want this to be like an open conversation of that. I actually decided to speed this one up a little bit too from when I created it. I think I want to get kind of right around the drum parts. It's kind of like the vibe that I should be kind of focusing on. But I feel like this could be good, like an R&B type artist. Can I yodel? Probably not. Respectfully, no. I can sing in key. That's about as good as I can do. Is it because I have the mountain beard? I think this is a valid question. Can I yodel? Thank you. Just cleaning it up right now, kind of tweaking some of the mix elements, so feel free to ask questions. I try to keep it pretty simple. Ableton 11. That's what I currently use. Oh, I gotta change the, Thank you. I think I should change this. I need to put this in here. Yeah. Yeah, personally, Ableton's been really good. It's been really good to me. I feel like it does MIDI stuff a lot better than some of the softwares. And when you start dealing with the outboard gear, it handles it really well. It handles MIDI outboard really well. But also I like the production, like the way that you can, you can switch kind of a more DJ mode and do clip launching and stuff like that and have your tracks, which some people like to produce in this. But personally, I like arrangement view. I've always really liked how the arrangement works and how the MIDI is handled in this program, because there's so many like really awesome tools available. And even in the new versions, man, I've been seeing all the tools. Every version that they've done since 11 has been amazing. It's been really good. So I'm grateful I was able to get a copy before I left Sweetwater. I wonder if I should do... I liked the sound of this. Well, what's also cool about Ableton is, like, even when you get the look, right? Yeah, I think, so what's cool about Ableton too is you can go into your preferences and, like, completely change the look of it. So if you want, like, a, hold on, where is it? Look and feel, right here. So, like, you can do, like, a darker theme. You can, like, change the actual hue or the color. Like, so if you want something that's more like amber or like pink or something like that, like, you can just completely change the vibe. I think I should honestly go for like green, because that's like the, but just not like as intense. It's like kind of like a light green. Maybe like mid-dark. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that dark gray, but I don't know, maybe dark theme, or let me see what the, yeah, I don't like the Live 9. I'm indifferent about that. I kind of like the dark theme. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of mixing, getting a little bit of the mixing tweaked and done, because I didn't want to go too extreme with it, but I feel like it needs a little something. Yeah, definitely needs some low end cut. I kind of like that green with it. I think it blends a little bit better with the background that I have on TikTok. I wonder what, oh, hold on. Let me see what's going on. Because I feel like virtual camera is just acting up right now. It's like lagging. Let me stop it and then start it again, see what happens. There it goes. Yeah, it was like frozen for a sec. I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, like the stream, share it, helps out a lot. I really like that section right here. We're at half times and it sounds like my regular voice. What I'm also wondering is like, okay, so I know a lot of people like doing this, especially with the R&B stuff, is like doing some sort of, because I like this would be a cool mixing technique that people like, is using an audio effect rack to kind of split what is happening on like the entire frequency spectrum. So for example, like with the sub, I might want to do one chain where it's like just the low end and one chain where it's just the high end, and maybe put like the flanger on just the high end and make it so the bass sounds super wide, but the low end is actually mono. It's very like mono, because I have this set on mono and I like the tone, but I wanted the sub control. I wanted that to sound good, so like it wasn't going to have phase issues in stereo. But what I'm thinking is roll off the high end on this track, roll off the low end on the other track, because audio effect rack's super cool. It's basically like instead of doing a send and a return, like sending it and then returning it on a return, it's like you can do that on the track and it splits the audio. And you can have multiple instances kind of like running at the same time. So it's like this is all happening and I can have two separate chains on the same track. So, and then you can put that before or after other plugins. So the way I'm going to do it is, sculpt the low end on one, take out the low end on the other, and then put the flanger on the high end and then blend it in. And then also do like maybe some widening, like use the utility. So that's without it. Just going in a standard clip. But it just sounds nice and warm doing that. And you know, I think just to control the low end a little bit more, I'm going to kind of low shelf it and add a little bit of I also might want to add like a little bit of I like this Cruncher plugin by Blep Effects. This one's super dope. If it's a free plugin too. If you can, I need to actually donate to them because I've used it a few times and I've said it like I've wanted to. Bro, this plugin's so cool. It's such a really good like what is it? So basically it does like bit crushing, but it does it in such a creative way. Like you can hear if I really push it. Oh. I think the drums might be a little loud. All right. Yeah, I like that. The bass sounds pretty wide. I think some of the open hats may be a little bit wider and turn them down a little bit. All right. I think I'm going to play it from the top, and I'm going to use tonal balance control just to see where it's sitting. And yeah. I think honestly bass heavy is a better preset, so it's showing me that low end is still crazy, still pretty loud. Okay. See, now I'm wondering. So I wonder what's giving it that low end buildup. Because like low mid-wise is kind of where it should be. But I'm noticing like the low end's just, it's still saying it's too loud. But I don't have like the low end super loud. See, that's what's so insane, right? Is like, bass is one of the hardest things to perceive. It's one of the hardest things to like really nail. Because a lot of times like the way we perceive it and the way that it actually sounds, two different things. Dang, dude, why is the frame rate so bad in the TikTok right now? Like, it looks like it's fine on YouTube. Everything's totally fine. Maybe I should have rebooted my computer before I streamed. But now it's working. Now it looks fine. Because I've been noticing that, like, it's just been looking strange right now. It's been glitching. See what I'm thinking then. Probably more in that like 150. Like try to cut back the 60. Try to bring up right in that 100, 150 range. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's freezing my screen a lot. I've been seeing that, like, seems like the virtual camera's just lagging right now. For some reason. I wonder if it's gonna, let me see. Let me see what happens if I switch it. It's still lagging, bro. What is going on, dude? Apparently TikTok is just, it's lagging right now for some reason. Virtual camera's not handling it. Cause like, it's fine on my YouTube. Like YouTube, it looks totally fine. But on TikTok, it's like freezing right now. I've been noticing that. I wonder what it is. I want to take a look and just see how it looks on my end. Yeah, it's like lagging like crazy, man. That's annoying. It's like lagging out super bad on TikTok, but for some reason it just wants to... I'm gonna laugh if I reset it and it's fine. Yeah, now it's working. But it just keeps lagging out. It just keeps like... Can't explain it. I'm gonna keep tapping my phone screen. Like the live, guys. Share the live, guys. There it goes. So it's just like that super, super low. Now it's sitting fine. Okay, so I guess I just had the bass too loud. Yeah, sometimes your bass is just too loud, and before you start mastering it, it just... Oh my goodness, dude. This is bothering me. I've never had this lag out so bad. Like every time I stop virtual camera, it works. I couldn't explain it to you. I don't know why it's doing that now. Like it just decided to start lagging out. Because it's like, why is it lagging, bro? That's bothered me. I worked so hard to get this to work and now it wants to lag. I wonder what could be making it lag so hard. Alright. Like the live, share the live, do the live things, follow the live. Whatever. This just wants to bug on me for some reason. Like, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna turn on virtual camera and turn it back on, and it's gonna work totally fine. It's just so annoying. But now I do that and it's fine. Make it make sense. Let me look something up. That might be a thing. Take a look at what's running. Oh, maybe turn off Discord. Let me see what happens. Why is Logitech options on? There's like some stuff that I'm looking at. I'm like, why is this running? See, my CPU is running at 100%. No way, dude. There's no way. What could be... Is it the virtual mixer? What's good, Joshua? I'm trying to figure out why my... Okay, now it's not lagging on my TikTok stream. It was lagging so freaking hard the entire time. This last like few minutes, and I changed the look of my Ableton a little bit. So now I think things are working. But yeah, I've just been finishing this one up, trying to get a good balance. And now it's not lagging. Thank God. Share the stream, like the stream, do all that nonsense. Helps a lot. So now I'm going to re-record it and turn off tonal balance control because I think I got a good balance. Like, I think instrument-wise I got a good balance, but then on top of that tonal balance control, if you guys haven't gotten this free plugin from iZotope and you make music, use it. I know a lot of people are afraid of AI, but this is like a machine learning AI tool that's helped me a lot with like telling you where a pretty good balanced mix is. Because, you know, it may sound quiet right now. The bass may sound quiet, but when I turn it up, like get it super loud, it all just balances out. Because I've learned that, like, a lot of times, especially on headphones, dude, your sub bass is always garbage. It usually is. Like, going too loud on sub bass usually makes it so you can't make your mix loud at all. Oh, whoop. There you go. That'll help. But yeah, today, very blessed, man. It's stupid blessed. It's insane. Yo, that's a crazy username on TikTok. You don't need to call yourself that. You're beautiful. You're made in the image of God. Well, I just figured that out. Apparently, if I run Discord... Oh, dude. Always, man. The fact that I woke up today. The fact that I've even been able to work as much as I can. The fact that I'm able to do this right now. I'm blessed. Like, what a blessing. For real. I think that's something we don't thank God enough for sometimes. It's like realizing we have everything we need. Right. Because I know sometimes it's tough, man. Like, and just know if I'm looking over here so I can look at your chats and see what's going on. Because this is like the actual work screen. This right here is the talking screen over here where I can see all your chats, both TikTok and YouTube. You know what? I'm gonna redo it because I feel like the keyboard, this like reverse keyboard. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna re-record that in. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying it, especially for the TikTok people, because they come in super fast and go like the stream, share the stream, subscribe, whatever that whole note is, follow. It's ridiculous, man. Like, I've noticed with YouTube, people tend to pay attention more. Like, they're able to pay attention for longer, and I don't know if it's because of the way I format it. But with TikTok, it's so fast-paced, like you're just like scroll. So it shows it to more people, but it doesn't, like, most of the time people can't, like, they don't have the attention span to stick around. And if they do, it's like you have to constantly be doing something stimulating or watching all these crazy videos or doing something insane. Whereas like YouTube, I feel like you can talk about way more intense topics or like longer form topics, and it like people will stay engaged. I've noticed like the average YouTube person, like they tend to stick around longer. So thank y'all. I've noticed too, it actually has been showing it to more people later at night, which is awesome. But yeah, man, how are y'all doing? Do you have any questions? Like, why is my Ableton green now? You know what? I'm gonna get some zero sugar root beer. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm right back. Oh yeah, that is the side effect of TikTok. 100%. Brain rot is the nature of that. That's why I had to get me a cold one. A cold root beer. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and freeze all these. Oh, hold on. Do what I did last night. That's kind of what I want to do, is take these streams to, talk about God and open up the conversation of what I'm doing in here. But really, like Wednesday, when I normally stream, that's going to be the one where I produce. It's going to be more like production based. Because I feel like sometimes when you try to do it all at once, thank you. I like the way that one flows too. I think it's just got a good, like section wise, the way everything moves, the sounds, everything like that. I feel like it's a good song. And I feel like the beats that I'm finalizing, these are the ones that I should finish and either send to an artist or like put on a beat tape. You know, that's what I've been torn on, is like, what does God want me to do with these? Is like the goal to finish them and get them ready to like send to somebody to make into songs, or is it going to be like put it into a beat tape, put it out there? Because I've noticed like ever since I've been streaming, more people have been asking, where can I hear your music? So it's like I have it out there, I just don't promote it. I put it under Myron the Disciple. So that's, that's like the vibe of that. And I've noticed people have actually gone and listened to it and liked what they heard, which is awesome. Because I do all of it, and I think there's a few artists that do. There's some that they do all of it minus like live streaming, them making everything. I mean, there's only a few that do. There's really only a few that do. Because it's hard. It's hard to know all these skills. Like producing, recording, getting your songs out there, and then also live streaming and like getting your computer to work the way you need it to, and the audio working and all that. That's a nightmare within itself at times. So yeah, we are going to see. You know what? Maybe. Let me try that, because I know that guy was sending me live streams. I might share it to him. Because I didn't realize you could do that. Like, you could actually share it to a friend or, like, a colleague. You can just directly share it. Okay. Then these. All of these. Then let me turn off these two. And then let me master it. But yeah, I think that this one, as is beat, it's done. It's got the tempo. I think this one I'm going to actually start it with Gullfoss. Use this. That's crazy that plugin uses like 30%. Oh, dude, that's bad. It sounds good. It's real subtle, but it's like, is it worth it that much? Maybe not. I mean, it does help. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, I think putting the Ampex on there again, I really like how this tape sounds. Like a nice warm gluey type of characteristic it has to it. There's something about the way it glues together. I really like that. That sounds nice too. I kind of like doing the Dr. Dre trick, where you put the attack on 30, the release on 1, you put the ratio on 4, and then... But I like doing it without the kick drum in it. Let's just see. Yeah, put the sidechain filter in. I agree. I really like how it transitions into the different parts. I'm wondering too, because I like the Pro C compressor on here when I like use the which one? It's pretty wild how much like real subtle stuff on mastering, like, it not only makes it louder, it just kind of glues everything together a little bit more. But on top of that, you just have to be mindful, because sometimes, yeah, you know, things poke out like that. Like right in there. Like getting the resonant kind of frequencies out, or like tamed a little bit. Like that's pretty extreme. And mind you, when I'm like flipping the scale in Pro Q, it's only 3 dB, so these cuts aren't even like a dB. It's real subtle. And I actually learned that from Bob Katz. Like when you actually get into mastering with really expensive audio gear, it was crazy, dude. He brought in like a super expensive speaker system that's designed for mastering and brought a 12,000 watt amp. And the reason why you need 12,000 watts is so you could get the headroom to like hear a pin needle drop, bro. Like you could hear anything. And this dude literally did like a half a dB cut on an EQ, and it drove me nuts. Like it just was that drastic. And that's why they tell you don't mix on mastering speakers and don't master on mixing speakers. But most of us can't afford that, and the technology's good. So it's just like, if you understand the principles, I think you can get a good sounding mix or a master if you do it correctly, if you do it in a smart way, and not just trying to like blow up your computer with plugins. Like if you're gonna cut, don't be extreme and be more surgical on your masters. And when you mix, like don't always be surgical. Like try doing wider stuff. Like be more broad in the mix and be more surgical in the master. Because a master is more numerical and a mix is more, it's supposed to be more like artistic. Like you could do more creative decisions. See, because now I feel like that low end where it's sitting is pretty good. But I might sculpt out some of the super lows. No, that's a bad idea. You don't want to do that. Like, there you go, shelf. I like that, but I feel like it might be compressing a little too hard. See, now it's starting to sound a little bit cleaner, like I can hear some of the, some more of like the chops and stuff. That's not good. Okay, so low mids, the mids, and the high mids. Okay, that's kind of where I need to focus it. That's what I was thinking too. What is good, y'all? That's awesome. Of course it wants to do that now. So that 1K to 2K range, right around when everything's going on, that's what really needs some shaping. Yeah, apparently that tonal balance control and Goldfoss are just like... Yeah, Goldfoss is doing most of it, bro. Goldfoss is such a good sounding plugin. Like, I can tell adding it's just adding a little something to it. It's making it sound real nice. Like, it feels a little wider. It's real subtle. But see, that's what it's doing. It's just blowing it up, bro. It's just cracking that CPU super hard. So as soon as I turn it off, like, CPU goes down to 30%, bro. That's the tough part sometimes. Sometimes you gotta realize, like, the limitation is your computer. Let me see if I can do it without it blowing up. Oh, this might be it. I guess Goldfoss is not the one tonight. Either that or I gotta... That's crazy, bro. What's good, Duck? I have not seen you on the stream in a minute, bro. I pray you're doing well. Apparently my computer's not ever since I decided to put Goldfoss on, dude. It was just not having it. It's not having it. Oh, that's awesome. What do you go under Duck still, or do you have like a different page? Oh, cool. Are you just waiting for like DistroKid or the services you use to? This one's insane. I tried, bro. I tried. There's something I like about Goldfoss, but there's just something my computer does not. It does not. I think it's because this plus streaming. It's just not saying yeah. Oh, I could hear that too. I could hear someone like him rapping to it. That's worried if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing on the master. I tried doing something else, but I feel like it's pretty close. Yeah, I feel like Pro C compresses it too much, just a little bit, too much. So I'm gonna take it out. Not doing a ton of multi-band. I just want to kind of control some tonal areas. I'm not doing like a full, because some people use Pro MB that way. I don't always like using it that way. I might actually. That's how quiet it was. And then so yeah, that's interesting. Like doing like instead of doing it in the stereo, doing it in the mid, and instead of it being compression, doing expansion. And I'm noticing that rim shot's like sticking out a little more. And the snap. There's a little bit more snap. be surprised. I mean, a good mix still has to be in place, but like there's a point with mastering where you can really just tone shape and get the sound that you want. So I think I'm pretty happy with that overall. Like, yeah, I think right. Yeah, right there. I think where it's sitting's pretty good. I'm somebody who like you can tell realistically. I try not to mix super loud because you can always turn it up, but it's harder to turn it down. And as long as you're not like making it too quiet, it's not going to be a ton of noise. Vocals, no. You have to. I would say, here's the thing. Vocals, it's different because you're battling with mic pre noise. Like a lot of mic preamps have noise. So if you record super quiet and then you boost it in post, you're probably hearing more of the converter noise. And then if you record super loud and try to turn it down, you have clipping. So like you have this like balancing act. So it's best with recording vocals to like try and get the loudest you can get it without it clipping or peaking. And gives you a little bit of headroom to work with because you're going to get the least amount of microphone noise, and then you're going to have the least amount of converter noise if you do have to bump it up a little bit. Yeah, because recording vocals is a little different, but when you're dealing with re-recording and resampling back into a DAW, it has to go actually with how you have your settings set up. So I was talking about this in the previous stream, where personally I switch my bit depth when I record back into Ableton to 32. Because when you change the bit depth, 16 and 24-bit bit depth typically requires dither, which is like a low-level noise to basically mask the digital artifacts that you hear. But if you have 32-bit, there's so much dynamic range, it doesn't require that. So you can turn something infinitely up or infinitely down, and it's going to basically have no effect when it comes to if the sound is clipping or not, other than if it clips in the plugin. So when it comes to sounds in a DAW, turn it up, turn it down, it shouldn't be a problem, other than like the channel mixer. So the limitations like the final output usually or the plugin. But when you're dealing with vocals, you're actually dealing with the mic preamp itself, which is what is used to basically deliver the air pressure signal that's coming from your microphone right into the audio interface, and then that signal from the mic preamplifier goes into an A to D converter chip, which is the other thing that provides noise. So that's why this new stuff that's out there, there's super low noise mic preamps that actually have quite a bit of gain that you can work with. So if you have a microphone like the SM7B, which is a very well-known like podcasting microphone, you can use that on, I would say, some higher-end audio interfaces without any external mic preamp or like external device to boost the signal. But yeah, with vocals, it's kind of a tricky subject. I think the main thing I've learned is tracking. Like if you can get a good take, like a good performance into the microphone, you got good distance, good gain, good delivery. Working on the vocal is going to be a lot easier. Because if not, like realistically, you might be dealing with room reflections. You might be dealing with just a bad take, and you just have to deal with it. Like if that's what they recorded and they don't want to re-record it, then that's the take. That's just it. So those are things to think about if you're tracking vocals, is like, how am I tracking it? Am I like smart about how I'm tracking it into the software? Because I'll tell you that, like, if you know how the software is documenting it, most of the time it's going to record 24 because that's how most converters can handle it. The 32-bit thing actually has more to do with when you re-record or resample back into the software. So, like for example, if you're using FL Studio and you wanted to record the entire loop or like re-record the entire beat, I would suggest 32-bit, even though the file size are be bigger. Some people will say, "Oh, it won't matter." It does if you turn it up or down. But vocals, it technically a converter. The limitations like 24-bit on pretty much all of them. Like there's not really any devices that are out there, as far as I know, unless that's changed over the last 5 years, that can realistically record 32-bit reliably and turn it up or turn it down, and it has little to no effect over it. And the bit depth is important when it comes to dynamic range, which that's basically how loud or how quiet you can make a sound without it having any digital noise. When it comes to bit depth. Now, when it comes to like compressors and stuff like that, that's a whole nother conversation. Because dynamic range basically means like the distance between the loudest sound and the quietest sound. And that's why 32-bit and above is really a good place to be if you can, if you're making beats or if you're documenting ideas. But then when you export it and you send it to somebody, like you send an MP3 or like send a file to somebody, 24-bit is going to be able to be played back on most streaming systems. So it's like a convoluted question. It's like you could, but like you wouldn't benefit from it when it comes to bit depth, but because it wouldn't matter as much. Because 32-bit more so has to do with like this realm, the computer realm. Whereas 24-bit and below actually has to do more with your converter and your audio interface. Like if you had a really crappy one, it would still probably do 24-bit recording. It's just the main thing that you're going to hear is probably mic preamp noise or like converter noise. Those are probably your two biggest troubles. But now I would say more than ever, it's probably going to be mic pre noise or the microphone or like your room. Auto tune and lots of takes, like splicing takes. Well, auto tune, Melodyne, honestly, good tracking material and a lot of takes. Like if you know how to sing into auto tune or into pitch correction, you have somewhat of an idea of how to do it. You could be sharp or flat within the key and make it sound good. I mean, even the idea that I had, I didn't sing it that well. That vocal sample, I sang that, and then I pitch corrected it, and then I mixed it in, and I added like reverb and effects, so it blended into the idea. But basically, yeah, the softwares they mainly use are Auto-Tune, Melodyne, and then yeah, like tons of takes. But it's deeper than cuts and cut and paste. It's like cut, paste, and fade. So like, for example, right here. So I looped the idea. I probably could have done a cleaner job, but if you see on the screen, like right in here, you could put fades. So say you got like if you wanted to be very particular about a vocal, you could be like, okay, this part of the take was good, this part of the take was good, of like the same word. I'm going to splice them together and fade in between the two and change the volume. And then, there's so much you can do with editing and time alignment. And but let me tell you, there's still a level where you have to sing the pitch. If you don't, it sounds robotic. It sounds bad. Because there's just some people, even though they have a high quality recording, it sounds like crap. You know what I mean? Like it's just not a good song. And it just has to do with the take. But they use pitch correction, like auto-tune and Melodyne to make it sound polished. But then there's some people where they didn't have much, but it sounds good because they had a good take. And like that was the tradition of recording back in like the 60s, 70s when they didn't have pitch correction. Was like you had the like you had to practice. You actually had to practice. Like that's why even David Bowie, he wouldn't do his songs in like maybe one or two takes, but it was because he practiced so much that he was ready by the time they cut. And tape was so expensive even back then that recording to tape, it cost a lot of money. And it wasn't until Pro Tools came out and basically made it like, hey, you can go from cut your tape into the computer. And then once it got out of that realm and Pro Tools stopped being more of a tape machine and more of the digital audio workstation, it revolutionized how people did music. And then eventually, it's crazy. I watched the documentary on Autotune and how it was created. And it was somebody it was a dude who was like a seismologist. He was somebody who studied pitch and frequency of like seismic activity so that they could track earthquakes. And they had software that they were developing. And this guy walked in one day and he was just like, hey, my wife can't sing. Can you like fix this? And they developed the Antares Autotune pitch correction software. And we're able to use like similar algorithms to make it possible and then synthesize the pitch correction in a way that sounded somewhat natural. And then Melodyne came through and they did it even more natural. So like a lot of times if you get into very, very professional studios, they use both at the same time. Because Autotune has a sound to it, which a lot of people know, and it's a very polished sound. But Melodyne has a pitch correction element to it that Autotune just doesn't nail in the same way. What's good, DJ Craig? Welcome to the stream. We're just talking about how do you make singers sound better, like even if they're not the best singer. Because it's a real question I think a lot of people have, and they don't understand that actually a lot of professional engineers may use not only a ton of takes and splice them together, but Autotune into Melodyne or Melodyne into Autotune. Like use both of them. And when you use them both at the same time, like Melodyne's really, really accurate and Autotune just has a sound to it and it can be accurate. It's just harder to use when you do the pitch correction like that. So that's why they use both. And that's why I've talked to people about that too. Like some people use both. And the other thing too is sometimes the Autotune algorithm doesn't pick up your pitch right. Like even if you sang the note, it just doesn't move it to the right note. DJ Toenails beats. I don't think I've listened to his stuff in a while. Well, the thing about that too is when you start dealing with tour, if you're like touring a lot and you can't hear yourself that well and your voice is blown out, it might have been a bad show. But also too, a lot of the stuff that's used live, it's crazy, dude. Like they have Autotune built into some of they have Autotune plugins built into some of these consoles. Like they have Wavestune if you use SoundGrid. They have that, or like there's a way to use Autotune live. So the other thing too is maybe they changed the way that they play it live just so Tom can actually sing it again. Because when you get older, your voice changes too. So if you saw them within the last like 5 years, I mean they're definitely like I'm almost 30. I'll be 30 next month. They have to be in their 40s or 50s, dude. So it might not sound the same because they were much younger. They were much younger when they started singing. And you have to like keep that in mind when it comes to live performance. Because there's only like a few people that really, really can do that now. Or like regularly do that. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people don't realize when you were a sales engineer at one point and you were selling the technology, you really had to actually know your stuff. You didn't have to be a salesman. Like you didn't just have to be charismatic. You actually had to be knowledgeable. Because there was an expectation if you weren't knowledgeable, the dude would be like, "Bro, I'm like the head guy at Blackbird." Like you could literally get the head guy at Blackbird Studios. You could get literally one time one of the sales engineers that I was like in a similar class to, he had like I think he had Noah Cyrus or he had like Miley Cyrus's mom. Um Oh yeah, the backing tracks. Yeah, that's actually pretty common. Depends on who it is and how they do it because some of them they do play a show. Some of them they have a thing called backtracks where it's not the lead vocal. It's like say they were synth sounds or like sound effects that they couldn't get a keyboard player or somebody to play live or like a drummer to trigger the sounds. They play it with it and it's blended in. Um, there's actually a really good channel called Wings of Pegasus that talks a lot about this stuff, like proving if people were singing for real or not. His videos are actually pretty good on that. And he's talked about that like there's just that's part of the problem with the music industry is they want you to play it perfectly and act like just act it out. Um because when you perform it live, that was the reason why somebody paid for your show. Like if you're just going to be an actor on a stage, like I wouldn't have paid for it. Most of the time too, like before they had that kind of money and were running that level of gigs, they actually did have to perform their songs. And that was like the standard for musicians, but then the industry found out that you can play the backing tracks and act on stage and all of a sudden it sounds consistent everywhere. That's what I mean. Is like that's the whole reason what you should be paying for. That's what you're paying for is a live performance. Unless you want to go, you know what I mean? Unless you want to pay for a song and dance, like go ahead, but I think that's been part of the problem is that Live Nation got involved. They basically monopolized the industry in their own way and then made it so that they can make a killing off of these artist contracts and say that they put $14 billion in artists when really it's like, yeah, they did that, but then they also took a percentage of their merch sales, took a percentage of the door, made all the money off of like food and drink and all of that. So you're just like, bro, the artist doesn't even get the artist still gets the short end of the stick even if they go perform live. Like it's not as good as people think it is when they sign a deal like that. It's very true, man. Like unless you deal with legacy artists, a lot of the more modern ones don't necessarily like especially rappers, dude, a lot of them just play their song and karaoke over the song. It's sad. Taylor Swift, for example, like that's somebody who there's no way she is that pitch accurate every time. There's no way, even with auto tune pitch correction, she's not. And I think Wings of Pegasus has brought that up. Like, basically, she's running back in tracks, and that's what I mean. Like, if you're somebody who ticket prices. Have you seen how ridiculous her ticket prices are? Same with Beyonce, dude. Like, if you're paying that much money, bro, you better be singing it and doing backflips, man. I don't care. Like, that's back in the day, dude. Like, in Elvis's time, I think even with inflation, tickets were like $30, $40 for like VIP back in the day. But now, because they used it as promotional run, but now they're like try to bank off of live performances and completely just drain the consumer. And it's sad. It's just kind of the nature of what happened to the industry. But I think there's still good people that perform live out there. It's a thing. That's what I'm saying. Like you could go see a really good show for like 10 or 20 bucks like 10, 20 years ago. Now you can't do that. But I think on that note, thank y'all for everybody who tuned into the stream. I'm gonna end it off here. Y'all have a blessed evening, whatever time you're in, morning. God bless y'all for real. I'm gonna go ahead and get some rest for tomorrow's stream. And yeah, take care now.